Good morning. Today we are starting with respiratory organs. Now the mechanism of breathing, it is different in different groups of organisms. It mainly depends on their habitats and the levels of organizations. Now different organisms, they live in different conditions and they have different level of organization, maybe cellular, tissue, organ system level of organization. So accordingly their respiratory organs are designed. Now in the lower invertebrates like sponges, coelentrates, flatworms, etc., exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place by simple diffusion method, and the entire body surface is involved in that because they have very simple organization, so simple diffusion can perform the function in them. Earthworms, they have moist cuticle surface. Cuticle is the outer layer of their, just like the skin. And insects, they have the network of tubes. This is also called as tracheal tube. So these network of tubes, they help in supplying or transporting the atmospheric air within the body. So these tubes they are providing, they don't have any such system as we have, like arteries, veins, capillaries, etc. So they have tracheal tubes which are supplying the oxygen to the different cells of the body. Now specialized vascular structures called gills, they are present in most of the organisms which are aquatic, mostly aquatic arthropods also, and some of the mollusks, they possess gills. Whereas reptiles, birds, mammals, they generally respire through lungs. So vascularized bags, we call them as vascularized bags because they have vascular system for functioning in them. So most of the terrestrial forms, they have vascularized bags which are called as the lungs for the exchange of gases. So among vertebrates we find fishes, they also use gills, whereas reptiles, birds, mammals, they respire through lungs, and amphibians like frogs, they can respire through their moist skin also, and mammals like human beings, they have a very well developed respiratory system in the body. Now as we see here in the human respiratory system, we have a pair of external nostrils. They are there, which are opening out above the upper lip, and it leads to a nasal chamber through the nasal passage, and the nasal passage that opens into the nasopharynx. Now here above the nasopharynx region is there, which is a portion of the pharynx and the common passage for food and air. Nasopharynx open through glottis into the larynx region, and then further into this trachea. Okay, this is the trachea, we call it as the windpipe also. Larynx, what is larynx? It is a cartilaginous box which helps in the sound production, and hence it is also called as the sound box. Now when we are swallowing the food, glottis can be covered by a thin elastic cartilaginous flap called epiglottis to prevent the entry of food into the larynx, and this you have studied in class 10 also. And trachea is a straight tube for the extending up to the mid-thoracic cavity. Now this region is called as the thorax region, and this is the mid-thoracic cavity. Cavity is the space in which these lungs they are present, or these thoracic organs they are present in the thoracic cavity. So it is in the mid-thoracic cavity it is present, and trachea divides at the level of the fifth thoracic vertebra. Okay, at the fifth thoracic vertebra, at the back of this are the vertebral column is there. Vertebral column is the small bones of the backbone. So at the fifth vertebra, at the back side, if we consider the vertebral column, so we find that in the mid-thoracic cavity, it divides at each level at the fifth. This you have to remember, that it divides at the fifth thoracic vertebrae into right and the left right and left primary bronchi, and each bronchi undergoes repeated divisions to form secondary and tertiary bronchi. So these are the branches: primary, secondary and tertiary bronchi, and initial bronchioles, and these are the bronchioles. Finally they terminate into bronchioles. So the trachea, the primary, secondary and the tertiary bronchi and bronchioles are supported by incomplete cartilaginous rings. So these are the rings of cartilage, they are present here. So they are not complete, they are C-shaped, so they are half, and they are these support these structures. So each terminal bronchiole gives rise to a number of very thin, irregularly walled structures, vascularized bag-like structures, which are called as alveoli. More will be studying in further. So these are the main parts of the human respiratory system: bronchioles, they terminate into alveoli. So the branching network of bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, they comprises of the lungs. So this is how they are present inside the lungs. And two lungs, they are covered by a double layered membrane which is called as pleura. So what is pleura? It's a thin membrane which is covering both the lungs, and the pleural fluid is present in between them inside this pleural cavity. So this is a pleural cavity filled with the pleural fluid, and the thin membrane surrounding the lungs is called as pleura. Now this fluid reduces the friction on the lung surface, and the outer pleural membrane is in close contact with the thoracic lining, whereas the inner pleural membrane is in contact with the lung surface. So outer and inner pleural lining are there. One is in contact with the thoracic lining, and the other inner lining is in contact with the lung surface. Thank you so much.